When I read the Bible, it changed my ways and my heart. When I first read the Bible.
The Kingdom Come Podcast.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with me.
You're welcome.
You know, Grant, I wanted to have a conversation with you on my podcast. You have a love for the Bible
I do.
that I really admire. First thing I want you to tell me is, why do you love it so much?
It's interesting and amazing and magical.
Now, when did you start thinking like that about it?
When I saw Superbook.
What do you remember about that?
Amazing stuff like Moses split the Red Sea to save the people.
One of the things that really captured your imagination was that when the angels fell.
Well, I remember there was the angels, and I know the leader was Gabriel, and Satan was first named Lucifer.
Why did that one capture your imagination?
Because I kind of like war, but not too much. Oh, and by the way, you are my dad.
What do you think about that?
That's pretty cool.
I think it's cool too. There's been a Bible story that has really captured your imagination. Tell me all about it.
It was cool because about a man named Ezekiel. Even though he believed in the Lord, he went to a land with dry bones. Now, God told Ezekiel to talk to the bones and say, I will bring life back into them. And he obeyed. At first, nothing happened. But then the bones started to rattle. And then they started to shake.
Rattle and shake.
And then they started putting together, one by one. Then some of the skin started coming over them. And then some of the clothes came back on them. And then they woke up, but they were still death in them. Still, there was something missing. They couldn't breathe. So God told Ezekiel to the wind to blow into the bodies. And then he did it, and the air went into their bodies, and then they could breathe. And at first, when I saw that page, I thought it was going the opposite, like they were dying. But really, it was going the opposite. They were coming back to life.
It's an amazing story.
Yeah, and they made a sound. I hear the voice. I hear the sound. I hear the voice of dry bones rattling. Live. I hear the sound of the dry bones rattling. Yeah.
I'm going to play the song right here.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time that you told me that story. It totally reinvigorated that story for me. You were so excited about it, just like you always do. Your hands were going when you were telling the story. You were so excited. It's almost too amazing to believe, and yet it's true.
That's the first one that surprises my mind. All right, in the beginning, there was nothing but God. Nothing. So in space, there would be no stars, nothing. Just God. But then he said, let there be light. There's light. He called the darkness night and called the light morning. Then he started making the planets and stars. Then he made the sky and the seas. Then he said, let the seas and water separate. He separated to a green thing. God called that ground land. He called the water sea. He started making the stars, and the moon, and the sky in the night. Then he made all the animals, each of every kind. Then he decided something. There's something wrong. Somebody needs to take care of them. Reach the food that they can't reach. And that's healthy. Then God said, aha, I got it. He took some dirt, sprinkled, and formed a man. He named the man Adam. Now, Adam when he first came in the world, he didn't know how to talk, but God taught him. Then he discovered breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a lot of other foods. Anyway,
Makes my mouth water.
God said, "It's not good for the man to be alone." Then God sent Adam asleep. Then he took his ribbons and formed a woman and named her Eve.
This is my favorite part of the story.
When Adam woke up, he looked at the woman and said, "You're beautiful."
2 thumbs up.
Yes, Eve.
Eve.
And then God said that they could eat. There was just one rule. They can't eat from any tree, any plant. Nothing was poisonous except one thing. God said you can never, ever eat from that tree. If you do even touch it, you will die. Adam and Eve first obeyed the rule, but a snake came. Told them that God was joking. They believed the snake and ate the food.
Terrible decision.
Yep, it's kind of their fault, but still the snake's fault.
Yeah. So what happened then?
Then God went up. Usually they would run to him, but then they hide in the bushes and cover themselves because they realized that they looked at each other and they were naked. And they covered their bodies with leaves and hide in the bushes. Then Adam came out and said that it wasn't his idea. All 2 of them blamed the snake. Then God picked up the snake and said, "Because of your foolishness, you're going to eat dirt for the rest of your days."
On his belly slithering.
Yes, on his belly silvering.
But what did he say to Adam and Eve?
You may not come in this garden. I still want to be your God. You'll still have plain food to eat, but you will have to work. Sweat for food. What we have done. Surely the serpent has won. We're doomed to darkness. What we can do cannot be undone. But God still forgave Adam and Eve because of her sin. It still helped them to have 2 children. Yes.
And how did God eventually fix it all those years later?
There's only one way to fix this sin. Then he sent down his only son to earth. But one day, when he sacrificed himself on the cross, he came back to his Father. But then he came down. He's coming back down someday.
He is. This is exciting, right?
Yep.
He gave you a gift, a love for his word. Describe for me and all these people why you love it so much. You've always loved it so that maybe they can share in your love for it.
I liked it because when I read the Bible, it changed my ways and my heart. When I first read the Bible. Now, when I was born, I didn't know about the Bible. But when I started learning more about Jesus. It's the last battle, the last story.
The last story in the Bible?
Yep.
Well, okay, let's have it. The end.
Yep. Oh, and did you ever heard of Narnia?
I have heard of Narnia.
Yep, it's pretty good. And did you know the last story is called The Last Battle, just like the ending.
Just like the Bible. Let me hear it.
All right.
The conclusion.
So,
Dun, 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 dun.
the world was full of sin. And he said, even though I sent a flood, sent my son, he crucified himself, the world is still sinning. Then he let down 4 bad horses, a red horse, a white horse. So, these represent, the red one was much beautiful than the others. It looked like a king. The second looked like a captain. And the third looked kind of sick. And the horse was named Death. So all these were bad. They destroy the world just like God sent them. And after the horse is done, Satan formed himself in a dragon, and everybody bowed down to the dragon.
This is terrible so far.
Yes, but then Satan heard his trumpet. And out came soaring hinges, and out came down the other white horse, the horse of truth. And his army of angels with beautiful pajamas charged down and started fighting against Satan's army. And Jesus said, "Be gone, Satan," threw a fiery sword and banished him.
This is the best news I've ever heard.
And destroyed Satan and cleared everything, just like in the beginning. And then Jesus knocks on the last page. He knocks on the door. And the doors represents our hearts and how he knocks on them and we open them. The end.
Oh, that's so great.
Thank you.
I got to tell you, I was riveted. Exciting, exciting, exciting. I got one more question for you. So here we are, down here on earth, wanting to follow Jesus,
Yes.
reading our Bible.
Yeah.
But the enemy attacks us, doesn't he?
Yes.
So what do you and I know about how to protect ourselves from those attacks?
Put on the armor of God, belt of truth.
What sound does that make?
We put on the chest plate of righteousness and feet fitted with the gospel of peace or boots of peace.
Okay. We got our kicks on. Now what?
Now we bring on the shield of faith, fiery darts.
But they don't go through there.
Yep. Ting, ting. They would like...
They
ting,
bounce
ting,
off.
boing, boing. And the helmet of salvation that protects our thoughts for other people. Saying rude stuff, Satan's words, get in your heads, and comes out. Zoop, zoop. Without the helmet of salvation, there would be a lot of sin in the world.
Yeah. It's a very, very important protection for us.
Yes.
Because the enemy attacks our minds.
Yes, but the most important one is called the sword of the Spirit.
Double-edged sword.
It protects us, and it's the most weapon you ever invented, and it destroys the serpent's words.
How do we judge a thing?
Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control.
Exactly.
Fruits of the Spirit. And
Narnia has really captured your imagination, I noticed.
yes.
Something about Narnia. What was it about Narnia?
Well, it's real interesting because Aslan represents Jesus.
Yeah.
And the White Witch represents Satan.
Right.
And have you ever heard the story how Bible Man? Would you like me to tell it to you?
Okay.
So, Bible Man. Bible Man. Bible Man. Fighting for God's word and ways.
Grant, you are a joy, and you make my heart happy. Do you have anything to say to the people?
Oh, yes. I would like to talk about my teeth I lost.
All right, let's hear about it.
So, kids, look at my teeth. See, two are gone, and the tooth gave me $1 that costed $5.
You were excited.
I was pretty excited. At first, when I saw it, I saw nothing. But then, when I opened the pillow again, I saw $1. Yep, I was pretty excited.
Now, you do have a YouTube channel, and it's called Boy and the Bible.
YouTube channel.
And where post your videos on there, Grant?
Yes, we do.
Post them all the way back from when you were a very small little boy.
My first Bible story I told is Zacchaeus when I was little.
That's right. But we think they're good for other kids to watch right before they go to bed, right? You were a great guest.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching this show. subscribe, and hit the thumbs up button if you want more of my Bible stories. See you later. Bye.
The Kingdom Come podcast on Rumble.